Talk Santa to Me by Linda Urban, a First Chapter Friday read aloud video with the Word Nerd. Hey teachers, check the links in the description box for some student engagement worksheets to use with these videos. Help your students focus and zone in rather than zone out. One last thing before we get started, I want to give a shout out to Mrs. Wright's class of 8th graders at Williamstown Middle School in Williamstown, New Jersey. I'm so glad you guys are here today. Happy reading! Hey, I'm Amanda Ziva. Welcome to my channel, Learning with the Word Nerd, and another First Chapter Friday video. This week, I'm going to be reading to you from Talk Santa to Me by Linda Urban. Let me tell you the really quick little thing that Amazon had to say about this, because I couldn't sum it up any better than this. It says, this story is about a teen girl who gets the perfect second try at a first kiss in this hilarious, romp-filled, young adult romantic comedy for fans of Hallmark Christmas movies. And I know you guys, those movies are pretty cheesy, but like, if you can't watch a Hallmark Christmas movie at Christmas time, like when can you? Really? And so if you can't read a cheesy Christmas rom-com novel right now at Christmas time, why bother at all? But we definitely are going to bother. We're going to read this book. I loved it. It is fast-paced. It is funny. It is witty. I love young adult novels that like are so clever with their wordplay and sarcastic. And this is definitely one of those. I'm going to read you the back so you know a little bit more about it, and then I will read you chapter 1. Frankincense, call her Francie, was born in a stable, an indoor-outdoor stable at her family's Holiday Shop in Santa School, which is also where she spent most of her Christmas-loving life. Francie knows which adhesive works best on yak hair Santa beards, where to get a triple XL extra wide patent leather belt, and how to say Merry Christmas in 16 different languages. What she doesn't know is how to recover from the world's worst first kiss, how to stay friends when her best pal goes to a different school, or how to keep believing in Christmas miracles after the loss of the best Santa ever, her beloved Grandpa Chris. All Francie wants for Christmas is to earn a little money toward a used car and to keep Aunt Carole from ruining the family business. Oh, and maybe for Hector Ramirez, who works at the tree lot next door, to stop being so cute and making her think about kissing boys again. Francie's going to need more than a little Santa magic to make this season bright. Let's dive right in to chapter 1, which starts conveniently at November 1st. I'm already saying sorry when I fling open the door of Uncle Jack's truck. I'm sorry for making him wait. Sorry my Santa alarm didn't go off. Sorry that even though I knew he was doing me a special favor by picking me up at the pre-crack of dawn on his way home from All Saints Day Mass so I wouldn't have to ride the freezing cold bus to Hollydale High School, I'm sorry that I was not waiting on my front porch for him as promised. Instead, I had awakened fewer than 5 minutes earlier when the distant rumble of his truck turning onto Santa Claus Lane penetrated the rather excellent dream I was having about road tripping in Uncle Jack's pristine vintage Miata with a teenage, pre-Wakanda, Michael B. Jordan. From the moment I woke up, I'm about to assure him that I had not dallied, but instead had been a blur of very responsible motion, launching myself from bed, throwing on the first impression outfit that, thanks to the wisdom of my best friend, Alice Kim, whose smarkle miniskirt I had borrowed as a part of the ensemble, was hanging ready in my closet and snagging my pre-packed backpack on the way out the door, all without whining, cursing, or turning on a single light. It is that last bit, that dressing in the dark bit, that freezes me mid-sorry because there, in the dim cab light of Uncle Jack's pickup truck, I have suddenly come face to skirt with a mystery greater than the heavenly ascension of souls Uncle Jack has spent the last hour at Mass pondering. For reasons that I cannot understand, I am not wearing Alice's smart girl first impression miniskirt. What I am wearing is a puzzle, a riddle, a conundrum. It is also an insult to the spirit, a spike to the soul, and a 100% certain death blow to any hope of first impressioning I might have planned. What I am wearing is a knee-length, pea green, polyester skater skirt trimmed with glittering snow white faux fur and covered in eye-searing, electric red candy canes. When I say electric red, I mean electric red. When you grow up in a family like mine, there are things you know better than most people. Which adhesive works best on yak hair beards, for example? Where to get size triple XL 4-inch wide patent leather belts? How to say Merry Christmas in 16 different languages? You also learn pretty quickly that though you use the word all the time, there is no such thing as red. There are only reds, as my Grandpa Chris used to say. Reds that calm and reds that alarm. Reds that make a person feel cozy and safe. Reds that stay in your vision minutes after you close your eyes. Crimson and vermilion and garnet and poppy and flame. pomegranate, merlot, candy apple, rose, Christmas red, and valentine red, and red that looks lonely without white and blue beside it. Brick, scarlet, currant, blood, plus all the reds in between those colors. Reds we might not even recognize as red and we haven't even given a name to yet. So when I say electric red, I mean electric red. The color of the candy canes on this ridiculous skirt in which I am inexplicably clad is electric and eye-searing and the exact opposite of the subtly sophisticated first impression I intended to make today. Things like this do not happen to girls as parents who are accountants. I fight my impulse to whine and curse and instead turn to big Uncle Jack to wait just one more minute while I run inside to change. But then I notice his reaction to my outfit, a reaction that is decidedly different from mine. Uncle Jack is crying, and not with laughter. He is legit crying. "Oh, Francie," he says, wiping his eyes, "what a beautiful gesture." What? Am I still dreaming? I'm about to look around for Michael B. Jordan when I notice the church bulletin on the seat next to Uncle Jack, and just like that, I understand what he means. My dear, sweet Uncle Jack has interpreted this confounding wardrobe atrocity as a deliberate All Saints' Day remembrance of his father, my Grandpa Chris. I could correct him, of course, but it seems more generous to let him persist in his belief that his niece is a kind and thoughtful soul. Plus, okay, I have about $300 in my bank account right now, and the more good feelings Uncle Jack has about me, the lower the down payment he'll probably ask when I approach him about possibly buying his Miata when I get my driver's license this summer, which, if I'm perfectly honest, is already likely to be a lot lower than the true market value. Uncle Jack is a softie. The oldest of his siblings and the most emotional, he tears up at hymns, coffee commercials, parades, and school plays. This is why he is a terrible Santa. As soon as a rosy-cheeked kid sits on his knee and says, "I love you," Uncle Jack starts weeping, and it frightens the children. Dad took over the Santa duties when Grandpa Chris died. Other than getting totally wigged out nervous during the local cable show An Evening with Santa, he's pretty good at it. Not as good as Grandpa Chris, of course, but nobody's as good as that. In Hollydale, Christopher Wood was Santa Claus. And then there's my Aunt Carole, for whom the only explanation is a switched at birth hospital mix-up. Where, somewhere, I am certain, there is a devious Grinch family shaking their green-tinted heads over how disappointing their sweet-tempered daughter turned out to be. "I miss him too, Uncle Jack," I say. And it is the truth, so much the truth that I find I'm tearing up a little as well. Still, I can't go to school like this. I decide to make up some kind of story about how I wanted him to see this skirt, but school is school, and I'm gonna go run back inside and change, and Uncle Jack takes a handkerchief from his pocket and blows his nose. "Thank you, honey," he says. Then something about his face changes. Francie. There is a solemnity to his voice, and I don't know what's gonna come next. "I understand that we're running late already, but I want you to listen carefully to what I have to say and react calmly. Can you do that?" Oh, holy night. I suppose it was inevitable. Uncle Jack is going to tell me that despite my skirt, he is disappointed in me, that it is not okay that I was late, and that I need to be more responsible. He will remind me that the Christmas season is stressful for my family, that Aunt Carole in particular is paying attention to my actions, and that my dad is under enough pressure with the store finances, and I need to tame my impulsive nature and do better. And he's right. Go ahead, Uncle Jack. I'm ready. Give it to me. Francie. Uncle Jack takes a deep breath. It's Lemon Square Day. Lemon Square Day. The overhead light in the cab is dimmed, but I can still make out Uncle Jack's grin. Lemon Square Day? I clutch my chest with one hand, grab the door handle with the other. It's Lemon Square Day? I pretend to swoon. Truly, you know nothing of life until you've had a lemon square from Fletcher's Bakery and Cafe. The sweet lemon tart curd, the moist cakey base, the ginger crumble topping. State secrets have turned for such lemon squares. Marriage is ruined. The confessionals at Our Lady of Sorrows Catholic Church and School have lines out the door the week of Lemon Square Day. So many selfish acts have been performed in their pursuit, and yet I am wearing a pea green skirt with electric red candy canes on it on the first day of a new class, first impression day. What do you say? Uncle Jack asks. What do I say? Impulse or impression? Confection or costume change? dessert, or dignity? If you want to find out what Francie chooses and what happens when she does get to that first class and makes an impression, and then what happens next with Hector Ramirez at the tree lot next door, it's also great and funny and cute, and I know you're going to love it. Pick up a copy from your school library, purchase it from your favorite local indie bookstore, and if always you can't get it there, you can always find it in the link via the description box. I hope you have a wonderful Friday, a very happy holiday season. Thanks so much for being here for another First Chapter Friday video. I hope to see you here again. Happy reading. To continue reading Talk Santa to Me by Linda Urban, pick up a copy from your school library, purchase one from your favorite local indie bookstore, or grab it via the link in the description box. Then be sure to check out the rest of the First Chapter Friday playlist. I have over 150 novels waiting for you. Thanks so much for visiting my channel, Learning with the Word Nerd. Please like this video and subscribe, and hopefully I'll see you here again next time. You can find more great content from me at these places.